Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today to take part in our final webinar of the year. We've run 12 of these training sessions in 2025. I'm happy to say that as so many of you continue to tune in, we'll be organising more in 2026. We'll also have some new additions, such as an LGBTQ plus themed one in March, a Caribbean one in April, and a City Breaks one in July. So please make sure you try and join those when we do them. So let me tell you what's in store today. We have 5 wonderful partners with us, ready to tell you all about their incredible offers and incentives for peaks, which should help you hopefully increase your earning potential now and into the new year. So let's meet them. First, let's say hello to Steve Stewart, who'll be telling us all about Sentido Apollo Palace in Corfu. Hi, Steve, you good?
Once I've switched the microphone on, I'm very good. Thank you, Simon. Yes, seamless.
Very
Never
good.
done this before, mate.
Very good to see you. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Next, our second presenter today, representing Visit Malta, is their trade relations man of many talents, Manny, who is here to join us as well. Manny, are you good?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, good stuff, Manny. Okay, our third presenter today is Jack Atherton, the sales manager for Virgin Voyages. Hello, Jack.
Hi, Simon. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Okay. We'll also be hearing today from our fourth presenter, which is Levi Barrett, the key account manager for the UK for Railbookers. Hello, Levi.
Hi, Simon. Thanks for having me today. We're looking forward to it.
Fantastic. What a lovely background you have, Levi. I should be able to say that about everyone, but everyone else has got their logos and what have you, but you've got scenery to the extreme. I take it that's Switzerland, is it?
It is Switzerland indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
Top selling destination.
I know the colour of the railway, which is very, very sad. But anyway, I'll move on from there. Thank you, Levi. Okay, our final presenter for today will be Sandos's Giselle Machado. Giselle, are you good?
Fine. Thank you very much. Everything fine here.
Fantastic. As we can see from Giselle's screen, the sun is shining where Giselle is,
Greatly.
which makes us all very jealous. So just so that everyone knows, following our usual format, each of our partners will deliver a live 10-minute presentation. If you have any questions as we go along, please put them in the Q&A function. So not the chat function, the Q&A function. And after each presentation, I'll ask a couple of questions that you've asked to the presenter. They'll then tell you what their competition prize and question is as well. Just so that everyone knows, the competition isn't done immediately now. The competition takes place on our website, and you'll be able to enter that after the webinar closes at travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. Just so that you know, we've got a little bit of an extended deadline in terms of entering the competition for this particular webinar. You've got right the way up until a week on Friday, which is the 19th of December, so 4 p.m. on that day. So we've got plenty of prizes. We've got some lovely information coming across to you as well. So listen carefully for your best chance of winning. We're going to crack on now with our first training session from Steve. So if everyone apart from Steve can mute yourselves and turn off your cameras, that will be great. Fantastic. Okay. Steve, I will leave you to share and I'll see you again in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Simon. Let us get going with that. Should be off. Right, sorry guys, just waiting for Zoom to work itself out. And we're off now, good.
Perfect. I will leave you, remember, full screen and then we're good.
Yeah. It's thinking about it, Simon. It's thinking about it. Hey, we're off. There you go. Right. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Steve Stewart. I'm sure I've met some of you before. But today I'm going to be talking to you about the Sentido Apollo Palace. It's a hotel in Corfu that I began working with about a year ago. And really, it is a tremendous property. It's in the midst of a 3-year renovation program. We're coming up to finish of year 2 now. It's an official 5-star and it does offer tremendous value for money. Great as we're going into the peaks time for booking. You will find you've got a 20% early booking discount on it just now. And you can get 2 kids for free. So the first 2 kids are free on room and also on the board basis. And then if you marry it up with some of the special offers that are out just now with the charter tour operators, then it does really represent great value for money for the families. So to tell you a bit more about it, the hotel is in Misonge in Corfu, so it's down to the south of Corfu. Its neighbouring hotel to the right-hand side is the Olivar Suites, if you know that. It's about 20 metres from the beach, as you can see through here. And the only thing between it and the beach are actually some tavernas. So a great place to go if you want to like just have a beachside snack or whatever. It's got 3 swimming pools. It's a big, spacious property. There's actually 300 rooms, but because it's all very low rise, it doesn't feel busy at all. This is the pool, obviously, where the water slides and where one of the main restaurants are. And then you've got a second pool here in front of the main block with the reception. And then there's a third quiet pool, which is actually an adults only pool. So you've got 3 pools to choose from. As I said, and one of them's got plus a water slides pool, plus there's a little kiddies splash pool as well. Now, the hotel is standard board is half board, and there is a tremendous all-inclusive option here as well. With the all-inclusive, you do get to dine, if you stay for 5 nights or more, you do get to dine 3 times in an a la carte restaurant. So there are 3 a la carte restaurants, and you can dine in each of them once for every stay of 5 nights or more. This is the main pool beside the reception, which, as you can see, has got a fantastic swim-up bar, which I do love. And it's also where you'll find the Corfu restaurant, which is being curated by a Michelin-starred chef, Ettore Botterini. And it's a mixture of Greek and classic Corfu dishes. So it's called Corfu, which is either Corifo or Coryfo, depending on your translation from Greek into English. But Corfu. So that's one of the a la carte restaurants in the property. Now, as I said, the hotel's been going through a 3-year refurbishment program. The lobby area and the new pool was done at the end of last year. There's a whole raft of deluxe rooms. All the rooms are getting converted to deluxe room standard, as this photo shows. And as I say, they're 2/3 of the way through that. So you've got deluxe double rooms. These have got fantastic, and this is deluxe double room with a patio. Now, I mean, I've seen a lot of hotels, and this is really as tremendous. The quality you can see here of the furniture on the balconies, does show, the seriousness of the renovations and the work that's ongoing. And there are also the deluxe rooms and deluxe junior suites with private swimming pools as well. So great options there for everyone. As I said, it's a big, spacious property. Nothing's more than 2 stories high, all done in this classic Venetian architecture. And there's a lot of grass around, there's lots of space, lots of trees, nice and shading. Great for kids, great for little ones, because there's not all this, it's not a high-rise building. You've not got concrete everywhere. You've not got this whole sort of, oven effect that you get perhaps with too much concrete around. And as you can see here, some of the balconies do have a sort of side sea view, just going down towards the beach from there. But as I say, there's lots and lots of space in the property, lots of room around. There's room for yoga classes. They've also got their own volleyball court. And quite uniquely, as you can see in the background there, just behind the volleyball players, there is also a mini golf course, which is very unusual. But this makes this hotel great for families, absolutely fantastic for families. As I say, you've got lots of space, you've got a very good all-inclusive package, you've got lots of facilities. The kids club here is run by Worldwide Kids, which I'm sure many of you will know, very popular with UK customers. So it's run to Ofsted standards. You've got the kiddies playground as well next door to the kids club. And as I said, you've got the water park. So you've got the water slides there, and you can see in the foreground the little kiddies pool, little splash park with tiny little water slides for them. But as I said, there are three main pools to choose from, and you've also got one swimming pool, which is the quiet pool for adults. So for families, again, the rooms have been getting renovated. You've now got deluxe junior suites. You can see here they've got the two beds for the kids at one end, bed for the parents at the other end, and you've got this sort of screening between the two. Now, there are also as well some superb two-bedroom family suites available. The deluxe family suites, I should say, sorry, beg your pardon. So you can see here, this is the main bedroom in the deluxe family suite, going through to the sleeping area for the kids. So you've got the two beds there. So that's the deluxe family suite. And you can also get the deluxe family suite with private pool. So as I said at the start, you've got people that are looking for value for money. You've got people that are wanting to beat the cost of living. We do know that it is getting expensive for some of the five-star deluxe hotels, for private pools, for rooms with private swimming pools. But here at the Apollo Palace, as I said, with two children for free, you're getting tremendous value for money in a fantastic hotel. So that was just a bit there about some of the family facilities that are on offer. For adults, there is a spa to choose from. There are plenty of space around the other two swimming pools, for you to relax in. And there is also, as I said, there's one of the a la carte restaurants here just next to the main pool. So this is the Corfu restaurant. This is the one which has been curated by a Michelin-starred chef from Athens, Ettore Botrini. And I must say, the food here is absolutely fantastic in the hotel. To give you a bit of a background, those of you that perhaps have heard of the Eagles Palace up in Halkidiki, it was the former general manager from the Eagles Palace. He came to this hotel and he brought his head chef with him. And if any of you have been to the Eagles Palace or you've sent customers there, you will know that the food there is superb. So the same ethos is getting followed here. So this is in all the restaurants. This is, as I said, you've got Corfu, you've got a Michelin-starred chef working, curating the menus there. You've also got La Cantina, which is one of the Italian restaurants. Is the Italian restaurant, which is one of the a la cartes. And there is a third a la carte restaurant, which is Elia, which is traditional sort of farm to fork recipes. And these are the chefs. That's the head chef on the left-hand side. They've got their own farm on site in the hotel, so a lot of the ingredients that are used in the dishes are fresh, straight from the farm, straight to the table, and it's for a hotel at this price point, which is offering you such superb cuisine, it does really further enhance the value for money options there. So, as I said, the hotel's been going through a 3-year refurbishment program at the end of year 2 by summer 2026. Most of the rooms are now of the deluxe category. If you are looking for a slightly lower price point, there are still some of the superior rooms available, and there are still some standard room options as well. Now, if anyone has got mobility issues, this is a great option for a hotel because it's very flat, as you've seen from the pictures. Lots of space, as I said. It's not like some other hotels, in Greece, which are perhaps tumbling down the slope side. Everything's level here. Very easy to get around. And they do also have one of those lifts to get into the swimming pool if you're a wheelchair user. Other things as well within the hotel. This is the main lobby bar. There are 5 bars to choose from during the daytime, including one little kiosk just next to the beach. So if you are on the all-inclusive option, you can then get your drinks from there. Lovely lobby area to relax in the evening. They do evening entertainment. There is a stage which is built over beside the volleyball court, which I showed you in one of the earlier pictures. Or, of course, just enjoy the scenery out on the terrace here. And that there is, you can see that's the kitchen, the serving kitchen for Corfu, the a la carte restaurant there. So that was the Sentido Apollo Palace in Corfu. Just to give you a quick overcap of that. Tremendous value for money, official 5-star hotel. You can get 2 children for free, and that's on room and board basis. Standard board basis is half board, but you can get all-inclusive. And if you do book the all-inclusive for your customers, the kids do still pay 0. So the kids are still getting it for free. Marry it up with some of the free seat offers that are available with some of the airlines just now, and you've got a tremendous value for money package. Across the hotel, you've got three swimming pools to choose from and some superb a la carte dining. That looks at me like 10 minutes, Simon. So that I'm going to stop here for now. Thank everyone for your attention, and I'll let you pass on to the next person.
You're not going away too quickly, Steve, because you can stop sharing, but I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. So fantastic. I've not heard of the Sentido Apollo Palace in Corfu, but you've done a sterling job in terms of putting it across. Good info in terms of the GM and the chef coming from Eagles Palace, because that's something we've worked with in the past, and they've done a lot with us in years gone by. So that's obviously a big plus from their point of view. A few questions. Rich Smith asks, if I can paraphrase, obviously you've got the dining options there, but how far away is it from local sort of tavernas and other places you can get to?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Rich. Hope you're doing well. Straight out the door, walk straight out the door of the hotel towards the beach, and you've got a row of tavernas there. God, there must be a dozen, if not more, Rich. Or you can walk into the village of Misongi, which is, again, the hotel's right in the centre of the village, Rich, so there's plenty of tavernas around, gift shops, pharmacies, all that sort of stuff. Everything's there on your doorstep. And if you do want to get the bus into Corfu town, again, that's what, 30 meters, 50-meter walk up to the main road, and you're there.
Fantastic. Okay, this is another question that I've had through. Again, on the a la carte. Obviously, you've got a la carte choices. Can I ask, from your side, is it something that you get a certain amount in the week, or how does it work in terms of your package? And are you able to book before you go?
Yeah, so it's if you stay for 5 nights or more, you can dine in all three of the a la carte restaurants. You can dine once in each of the a la carte restaurants. You've got La Cantina, the Italian, you've got Corfu, the Greek fine dining, and then you've got Alea, which is sort of farm to fork restaurants. You can dine in all of those. Advanced bookings, no, we're not able to accept any, apart from once you arrive in the hotel, then if you want to book a couple of days ahead, then you can do that.
Okay, so you just go to the concierge desk or however you would normally do it.
Yes, do it that way.
Okay. Last one. You mentioned kids go free. That's a fantastic deal. That's an amazing deal, especially with the upgrade to all inclusive, etc. Kids age, what does it cover you up till?
Up to 12.
Okay.
Up to 12. So
That's as per normal. That's normal with the thing. So I just thought I'd better check just to be sure everyone is not always the same. Thank you very much for that, Steve.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you,
If
everyone.
you can stop sharing, but now just tell us about if you've got a prize, what that prize is, and what your question for the prize is. Remember, everyone, it's not via now. Don't answer because you'll just be telling everyone else. So remember, go to the website afterwards. Tell us what your prize is, Steve.
My apologies, Simon. I thought I'd stop sharing.
That's all right. No problem.
Okay, so the prize is a 3-night stay in a deluxe double for 2 adults on all-inclusive in May, June, or October 2026.
Wow. And the
Okay.
question for it.
The question is, the Michelin-starred chef Ettore Bottini has designed the menus in which one of the 3 a la carte restaurants? Okay, a Michelin-starred chef has designed the menus in which one of the 3 a la carte restaurants?
Fantastic. Okay, that is great. Thank you ever so much for that, Steve. I will, if you're able to join us back at the back end of this
Yeah, should be okay.
in about
Yeah.
sort of 45, 50 minutes, something like that, we'll see you then.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for now.
Here, Simon. Thank you. Bye.
Great stuff. Okay. Next, we have our second presenter representing Visit Malta. Manny is here to join us. Manny, would you like to please share your screen and I'll get
Yeah,
off it?
sure. Give me 1 second. Da, da, da. All right, hold on. Let me make that big. Oh. Can you see this now?
It is perfect.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So I'm Manny from Malta. I'm sure that I've seen many of you on the road. And I'm here just to tell you a little bit about why Malta would be the ideal destination to send your clients this January. So Starting off here, a beautiful image of the capital city of Valletta. The entirety is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Just clicked onto the first one. Just here, a bit of information about where Malta is. So, Malta is made up of 3 islands, Malta, Gozo, and Comino. The main island of Malta, the one you can see at the bottom there, that is roughly the size of the Isle of Wight. So, firstly, it's a really easy place to get around and see the entire destination. A lot of other places you might have to go 2, 3 times, but Malta, you can do it once. I mean, obviously, I encourage to go again and again, but to see the whole island in one go is very unique for a holiday destination. It's located just to the south of Sicily, so for anyone who is interested in selling maybe a twin center, there is a daily ferry, which, if I'm not mistaken, is about 28 euros to go to Sicily. It leaves in the morning, comes back in the evening, so you can do it as a twin center. And there's also the island of Gozo. You can get there easily on a ferry, it takes 20 minutes. So, why go to Malta in peaks? My favorite fact, I'm sure all of you are aware that the weather here at the moment is up and down and awful and wet and windy and stormy. Well, Malta is the sunniest and warmest place in Europe officially. We officially have 300 days of sun. Definitely remember that. It's a great hook for your clients. Yeah, so obviously winter sun, that would be the key point takeaway there. English and Maltese are the official languages. So again, if you have any clients who maybe, let's say, aren't the most adventurous travelers, send them there. Everyone will understand them. Everyone will help out. We drive on the same side of the road in Malta, which is another benefit. And we have an M&S, so, people love that. It is also 3 hours from the UK. We now fly from 19 airports. Just so you guys know, this year we started the Liverpool and Southend route. And next year we'll be doing new rotations out of Glasgow, Newcastle, and Gatwick. So really easy to get there. One of the safest places in Europe. It is a breakdown of 55% female, 45% male. So it's getting really big with girls' weekends away. So January might be a perfect time for the girlfriends to get away, do a bit of a city seeing in Valletta. And well, far fewer people go in January than they do in, let's say, the high seasons, July and August. So again, you'll get to see the greatness of the island, but with less people, it's less chaotic. Okay, so what can you actually do in Malta? So history and culture will always be the bread and butter. As I mentioned, the capital city, Valletta, UNESCO World Heritage Site. What I like about Valletta is you're seeing a lot of history and culture, but you don't have to go into every single museum. We like to think of it as an open air museum, amazing Baroque architecture. So really great just to wander about. There's been a lot of renovations, so very nice infrastructure, etc., etc. Cool little cafes to hang out at. There's also great smaller towns. There's the town of Schlock, a sleepy little fishing village, which you can go visit. On a Sunday, it turns into a marketplace where you can get a lot of local delicacies. Definitely try the seafood while you're there, some of the best in all of the Med. And I would always recommend also going to the Silent City, Medina. There's anyone here who watched Game of Thrones? It is actually King's Landing, and Littlefinger's brothel from Game of Thrones is in the Silent City, Medina. Only 300 people live there. I always recommend going at night. It's where Napoleon used to live on the island. It's a very mysterious, mystique sort of place. Really nice, really romantic especially. So if you have those couples that you're looking to get away in January, that would be a great place to send them to. Beaches. Now, again, most people wouldn't consider us a beach destination, and I wouldn't say per se we're a beach destination like a Spain or Portugal, but we do have 12 blue flag beaches. And the good thing is, in January, you can actually go to the sea, maybe dip your toes in a little bit. I was there last January the 19th, and it was 21 degrees. So clearly, again, you want some sun. You want your clients to get away, feel the sand on their feet after all these months. Malta's a great place. Gastronomic delight. So everyone likes to eat. I know after Christmas we're trying to watch our weight, but we all like to indulge. 7 Michelin star restaurants, and I understand not everyone can afford a Michelin star, but in Malta you can get a main course at a Michelin star for 28 euros. You're never going to find that in the UK. 28 quid, you're not going to get anything at all here in the UK. So again, if you know any couples, romance, anniversaries, this is a great time of year to send them. to have this little bit of luxury in an island that at that time of year isn't that populated. Again, I always say this, don't believe me. Go on to ITVX. We did a 5-part series with Ainsley Harriott, Taste of Malta. Really awesome. We also have tons of vineyards that are open that time of year. Great for wine tasting. Places to stay. Now, some islands in the Med, some destinations, they close their hotels. Malta, every single hotel as of this year is open year round. Even in January, like all year round. Valletta, UNESCO, boutiques. Salima St. Julian's, for you guys who have been, you'll know that's like the main area where you're going to get your Marriotts, your Intercontinentals, your Hiltons. Really busy, cool nightlife. But again, it's sensible partying, but it's a bit of culture, let's say, when you're out having fun, having a few drinks. Bujibaawa and Malia, these are where you'll find a few more of the family-friendly hotels. Again, rates are better in January, so again, why not send those families for a bit of sun right before they go back to school? The island of Gozo. So, as I mentioned, Gozo, 20 minutes away from Malta. You can get there two ways. Fast ferry from Valletta, slow ferry from Chikewa. Gozo is essentially what Malta was 70 years ago. A lot more rural, a lot more rustic. You're going to get a lot of walking routes. So, again, because the island's not that hot this time of year, if you have any clients who like doing walking holidays, this could be the place to send them. Tons of people go to Malta just for the walking, so definitely, especially consider Gozo. That was mine, short and sharp, but I'll just recap the main points, the hooks that I've found that work really well for agents. How about you go away to a holiday in a place that's the warmest in Europe after this miserable weather, have good food, in great locations, looking at great sceneries. So that's my 2 cents, and thank you for the time, Simon.
Awesome, Manny. Right, okay. We have quite. I have to say, Rich is my stalwart in terms of questions. So
Okay.
he's been amazing. So yes, if you unshare, thank you very much for that, Manny. I've got a couple of questions from Rich. One leads on to the other. The first one is ferry timings. Do
Yes.
they vary throughout the year? Presumably, there's more of them in the summer or whatever. But at this time of year or through till March, are they still fairly regular?
If we talk about the ferry to Gozo, yes, they run all year from 6 in the morning till 2 in the morning, and one leaves every 30 minutes from Chikewa. Still takes 20 minutes, and the one for Valletta leaves once an hour every day. So yeah,
Okay, so they're regular as clockwork. That's great.
regular
Okay,
clockwork.
and from your point of view as well, what would you do in terms of? I know this is a personal question almost, but
Sure.
how do you split it when you talk to people about sort of two center with bringing Gozo into it? What do you recommend? Do you recommend a couple of days, 3 days on Gozo, maybe 4 or 5 in Malta?
Sure. I mean, I always say the two best ways to sell Malta are either as a short break, so like 4 nights, or the 7. If you're going for the 4 nights, I would do all of your time in Malta and just take a day trip to Gozo. If you're then doing the 7 nights, I would split it 6 and 1. That's usually how I recommend it because there's enough to do on Gozo for the one night. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I know various people have. There's a lot. It's a bit more of a villa type approach as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
In
Very
Gozo.
rural, rustic. Lots of villas on Gozo too.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you ever so much for that. I know for all of you football fans, Manny's got something special to offer you. So please tell us about your prize and tell us what the question is.
All right, guys. So we have a commercial agreement for Man United. So our prize for today are a pair of tickets to a Man United game in the 25-26 season.
Fantastic. And do tell us your question.
How many days of sun does Malta have officially each
Okay.
year?
That's amazing. Okay, we it was in your presentation. It'll be on our website. Please visit that, and then you may not get to see Man U win 4-1 like they did last night, but you
Yeah.
might get to. Who knows? It could be
Who knows?
happening
Who
again.
knows?
But that's a wonderful prize. Thank you for that, Manny. We'll see you again at the end.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so now we have our third presenter today on behalf of Virgin Voyages is Jack. Jack, are you there?
I am, yeah. Hold on, there we go. This is like I'm like, when you try and click the button as quickly as possible, I'm like, awkward pause.
I used to play that game where you had to add up on your calculator as fast as possible when you were a kid, and yeah, I know exactly what it doesn't work with the double press. But
No,
anyway, you are
exactly.
here, you are with us. Please share your screen and
Yeah,
we'll get you off and running.
we'll do. I also feel like I've come on a hoodie, but just FYI, it is branded, so I'm not just slouching at home doing nothing on a Tuesday afternoon.
You could be in a very swish cafe for all we know. We don't know.
Well, I know. Can you see now?
We're all good, Jack. I'll leave you to it.
Wicked. Thank you. And ahoy, everybody. Good to see you. Marie, I've seen your message already. So yeah, nice to see some familiar names in the chat. Please do chuck in any questions that you have. I'd be happy to answer them at the end. But as some of you might know, if you've met me, I do like to talk, so I better get going because I've only got 10 minutes. So I wanted to kick off really with a couple of key points for you on and who and kind of how to sell Virgin Voyages to. If you were to take one thing away from today's presentation, then I'd like you to remember that we are completely kid-free. Um, Being kid-free has really enabled us to be quite creative with our product, from the way the ship's been designed to the way our dining is on board. And that actually is one of our biggest repeat business kind of bits of feedback as to why people keep coming back and returning to Virgin Voyages. We've got a really high repeat business rate of 40%, and actually the adult only or kid free experience is a really key driver of that. So you have to be 18 to sail. You can be 18 and sail anywhere in the world, even in the US. And then once you're in international waters, you can drink whilst you're 18 as well, even if you are in the US, which is a cool fun fact. So yeah, if you think about any people to target, then you're looking really at lots of different people. So of course they have to be 18, but our average age to a number is around sort of 49. But the real kind of biggest groups of people, if you like, are between 35 and 65. So essentially, you can sell to anyone who's adult, and that's kind of the demographic. So I've had lots of people say that, is it a cruise for younger people? Like, who do I sell to? Your market is completely open when you're selling to anyone with adult only. And what I would encourage you to do is actually not be afraid to chuck a Virgin Voyages inquiry into somebody that maybe hasn't even considered a cruise holiday. If somebody's looking for kid free or traveling without kids, then why not put us in the mix? Because I'll come on to it in a second, but we've got a great offering across food, dining, experiences, times in port, longer overnights in places we visit as well. And a big thing is it's not just a ship full of millennials, which is, I've been here for 4 years now. And when I first started in this role, it was very much like, are you a cruise line for millennials? Absolutely not. Over 50% of our, sailors on board do actually have children at home. So it's a real mix, but yeah, again, it's kind of that real big kind of core run. 75% of people that are traveling at any one time are between 35 and 65. So you think groups of friends, multi-generational families where the kids are over 18, and then you're looking for a different holiday experience from where they've maybe traveled to Corfu in their younger days, but now they want to travel somewhere different where the kids are a bit older. And actually, a great thing as well with the cruise and with Virgin Voyages is that you get so much included from the offset, and that's no different with us. If anything, we include a hell of a lot in comparison to a lot of the industry, where you may have to pay for some of these kind of luxuries or basic human rights, if you like. So take Wi-Fi, for example. In this day and age, most people need Wi-Fi to contact friends, upload an Instagram story, or with us, you can power the Virgin Voyages app. And so Wi-Fi is included across all three of our sort of fare choices that you can now book. All of your dining is included as well. And the reason we've made that quite different for adults is because we have 6 specialty restaurants, which are all included up front in the voyage fare. You can pre-book them depending on what kind of cabin grade you're in or what voyage fare choice. Or if you're in one of our Rockstar suites, you get sort of priority access. But you can pre-book all of that on the Virgin Voyages app, which is kind of your key around the ship, which enables you to find out what's going on, checking out the fitness classes on board, all the wellness facilities. You can see the schedule, you can connect with your friends, speak to sailor services if you have any questions. It really does make things so effortless on board. And tech is really at the heart of everything we do on board. So from mood lighting around the ship to being able to pick your disembarkation slot and embarkation slot, just for the click of a button, it makes things nice and easy. I mentioned already, but fitness classes are included. So if you fancy a morning yoga session, or if you want to just take a chill day and do a HIIT class, then there's lots of things you can do. If you want to retox or detox, then Virgin Voyages has it all. We have tons of entertainment, and one of my favorite parts is all of the live music that we have. So staying in kind of true Virgin style, in line with Virgin Records, We have lots of venues on board that live music is at the heart of everything. One of my favorite bars is somewhere called On the Rocks. There's always a blues band or a jazz band or a rock band playing most nights. We then also have the Manor, which is our kind of two-tier 1970s themed nightclub, which again is a nightclub in the evening, but during the day it's used for a dance workout. There's dinner shows in there, so there's lots to do. And then we have the famous Scarlet Night on every night of on every voyage. It's usually the second to last night, where in warmer destinations we are outside by the pool. And with Alaska coming, we have reimagined that. So we've got an indoor version of Scarlet Night coming next year. And then soft drinks are all included on us as well. So tea, coffee, water, all of your Coke Zero, Fanta, ginger beer, you name it, all of that is included. The only things you really pay for are alcoholic drinks or any add-ons like shore excursions and things like that. And gratuities is now separated out from the voyage fare, which is a recent change for us. Enables us to give a bit more upfront, transparent pricing and kind of some keener lead rates, which was a bit of feedback that we got. So you will have hopefully seen some of our pricing come down over the last couple of months. So go and check that out if you haven't done so already. So in terms of our lady ships, we offer a sort of a boutique style, so very mid in size of the cruising scale. So 2,770 sailors is across the majority of the fleet. Brilliant Lady is ever so slightly different in her size. She's a little bit thinner on with her lifeboats being lifted upwards, and that's because she is the only ship now out of the four that can fit down the Panama Canal. She's our only canal-friendly ship. So Brilliant Lady joined us earlier in the year. But we now have 4 lady ships sailing the ocean blue, going to all kinds of destinations. And I just wanted to kind of really highlight a bit of those now. But in terms of the design, in terms of a lot of the restaurants and things on board, they're very, very similar. There are some tweaks across Brilliant Lady, Scarlet Lady, with some additions from Scarlet Lady had a refit last year. Brilliant Lady is brand new for this year, as I've mentioned. So as our repeat business rate is increasing, we are needing to make some changes for those sailors that are coming back time and time again. But the Caribbean has been a really big success story for the UK market this year. So thanks to anybody that's made a Caribbean booking with us this year. So our trade share has tripled in business versus last year. So we are selling lots and lots of voyages over to the Caribbean, and there's some more. The reasons behind that are we now have Brilliant Ladies, so we've got more product, but we also do have longer duration Caribbean voyages, sort of 7, 10, 11 nights rather than just the 4 or 5 nights we kicked off with a few years ago. So lots more people are hopping across the Atlantic and maybe joining in Miami or San Juan in Puerto Rico for that island hop Caribbean. But yeah, we're in the Caribbean all year round. So if you haven't considered the Caribbean, we're getting lots of first time cruisers with us joining us there. So go and check that out. Lots and lots on sale right through to 27, and the same with Europe. So our biggest sort of hero ports in Europe are Barcelona and Athens. We do also have some calls beginning in Rome, but yeah, Barcelona is more so for that Western Med. Again, 7 to 14 nights, and then from Athens you have the Adriatic or you have the Greek islands. So you can do a blend of both. You can go down to Croatia. But there's lots of places you can visit whilst you're on board in the Med, and we have lots of overnights in port. So places like Ibiza, Mykonos, the ships are overnight, and that's again a feedback or being a sort of a kid-free cruise line is that adults want to explore not just by day but by night. So we stay in port a lot longer than a lot of cruise lines do, and that's purely because we have the kind of capacity to do so, and that's what our kind of adults are telling us that's what they wanted, and that's definitely a big sort of pull factor for people to sail with us. We also have lots of themed cruises across 26 and 27. We've had lots this year as well. So we've had Comedy Fest, we have Valentine's Day voyages, New Year's voyages, Halloween voyages. Obviously the Christmas stuff we do in July, we do food and drink festival. So if you head over to virginvoyages.com, you can actually see a list of all of the themed cruises. We haven't announced the Comedy Fest headliner for next year, but for this year it was Jack Whitehall, and then the year before it was Russell Howard. So we're sure to get someone good again for next year, and that will be a voyage from Portsmouth. So we still do have 3 ex-UK voyages in 2026. So if you haven't had a chance to get on board and you have customers that can't fly, then the Comedy Fest may well be the perfect choice for them. So in terms of what's coming up over the next sort of couple of months, we've actually kicked off with our Wave or Peaks campaign already. So that started on the 5th of December and runs through phase 1 until the 29th of January. So you have 80% off your your second sailor. So it's kind of 40% off both if you like, then up to $300. Sorry, start that again. $400 in bar tab. I'm underselling it. So that you can see on the top right how the bar tab is split. So it's split by meta and it's split by duration. So 4 or 5 nights, you're getting from $50 or up to $100 for suites. 6 to 9 nights, starting at $150 for Sea Terrace. Sea Terrace are our balcony cabins, and then the rock stars are sort of our suites. And then up to 10 nights, you're getting from sort of 200 or 400, depending on what you book. And our bar tab is essentially money behind the bar for you to spend towards alcoholic drinks, specialty cocktails, or specialty coffee. So I'd say on average, a beer starts from around $5 or $6. A cocktail starts from $10. Glasses of wine start from 9. So you can make that go quite far. You can also add on things like bar tab or gratuities before you travel, and then you also do earn extra commission from sort of adding that on as a pre-cruise add-on. So bar tab is probably the most popular. You can also look at shore excursions and things too. So anything you add pre-cruise, we do pay you on commission. So gratuities is 16% commission, and then anything else like bar tab, shore excursions, or any spa packages or things like Splash of Romance package you might see on there with gives you early embarkation and some champagne in your room. All of those things you get 10% commission on. So there's lots of earning opportunities for you. We have a 16% retail commission across the board. But we have also just recently announced a bonus 20, not bonus 20, so it's up 20% commission on select voyages in the Caribbean. So go and check that out as well on our Facebook page. But if you have any questions on the bonus commission, you can let us know. And then as incentives for peaks, so we have firstmateloot.co.uk, which is our bookings sort of portal managed by My Booking Rewards. So if you head over to firstmateloot.com or firstmateloot.co.uk, both will work. At the moment, for the rest of December, it's £10 a booking. But when we hit January and February, you are going to get £25 per booking for any Virgin Voyages that you make. So make sure you go over to there. If you've been making bookings and you haven't been claiming that, then go back and do so, because you're absolutely missing out on extra cash. So any booking qualifies, and it's £25 per booking instead of the usual 5. So essentially, it's 5 times as much for us in peaks, which is really, really exciting. Then on top of that, if you are logging your bookings on First Mate Loot, you will then automatically go into our Bring on Bimini Wave incentive. So we've run a few like this before, but we have a series of places to give out at the end of Feb. Once sort of Jan Feb's out of the way. So any bookings, so one booking is one entry. The more bookings you make, the more chances you have of joining us on board a hosted fam trip in sort of middle of April, which will be a 7-night voyage over to the Caribbean, where you will call in our beautiful private island of Bimini in the Bahamas. So if you can see kind of the middle picture with the sea and the red kind of umbrellas, that's probably the best shot there, I'd say, or the top right with the pool. So the pool's activated all day. There's DJs down one end. There's floats. Then we do a Bimini float party for a couple of hours during the day. There's a quieter end down the other end of the pool. You can use the beach all day, and there's beach barbecues. You can use your sort of Virgin Voyages C band that you have around your wrist to access the ship in the room, which will have your bar tab on, so you can spend your money on drinks like that too. So lots of great things for Bimini. So if you want to join us on Bimini, then get some bookings in January and February. I guess that only leaves me really to say just a massive, massive thank you to everybody who has supported us over the years. And if anyone has any questions, then please hit me. And if you have any questions as well in terms of your login or anything like that, you can message UK sales team at virginvoyages.com as your key point of contact.
Jack, I think you've covered everything. They've declined. I keep pushing them to ask questions, and I think you've covered everything. So I've got notes from Marie saying that she's got friends on board, have been doing the gigs and music gigs and what have you. So obviously you've got an awful lot going on. From your point of view, I'll ask you something from your side. Obviously, you're here, there, and everywhere. I know you're busy. Well, we all have busy lives, but you'll be running here, there, and everywhere. In terms of when your bookings come in and the final date for February, is it the last day for February to qualify for or is it the last Friday, or how does it work?
Yeah, it'll be running throughout Jan and Feb for that. So we'll pick the winners probably first week of March to join us on that exciting trip. So yeah,
Do you get to go?
Sadly, no, it's been delegated away from me.
That's rubbish, isn't it? Oh my
Not out of
goodness.
choice.
Okay, well, thank you ever so much for your presentation. Jack, tell us what your prize is and what your question is.
Yep, so we are offering a bottle of Moet and Chandon champagne for the lucky winner. So perfect in time for Christmas, no doubt. Maybe you could re-gift, who knows if you don't drink it. But I'd probably have a tipple on Christmas Day. And our question is, how old do you have to be to sail on board Virgin Voyages?
Okay, lovely bottle of Moe, which is what they serve on board. And its question is, how old do you have to be to sail on board Virgin Voyages? Remember, go to the website, go travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition, and you've got until the 19th to enter that for that prize. Thank you very much once more, Jack. If you can, I will go to our fourth presenter for today. On behalf of Railbookers, please, can I see? Right, we have Levi with us. Fantastic. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
joining us, Levi. I will leave you to share if you can.
Amazing. And sharing. Okay. Thanks, Simon. So my name's Levi Barrett. I'm the key account manager here with Railbookers. And what we'll be looking at today is unlocking the world with Railbookers, giving you some top tips for 2026 as to how we can help you with your tailor-made inquiries. So this map is our luxury rail map and just gives you a bit more of an idea of where we can reach with Railbookers. So as far north as the Alaskan Railroad, down to Australia, New Zealand with the Indian Pacific and the Garn, Rodos Rail in South Africa, and a lot more closer to home. But what we really do at Railbookers is we tailor make all of these itineraries for you, involving both not just the luxury rail, but also the standard rail networks around the world. Some of you may be aware, if you've booked your own trips previously, certain rail operators only release their tickets up to 6 weeks in advance, some are 6 months. We allow you to lock in those rates and availability up to 24 months, so 2 years in advance, and that's price and scheduling guaranteed with those. So to put it really simply, everything you do is tailor-made, and that's from elements from the trains, hotels, sightseeing, transfers, ferries, flights, and more, all into one for you. So what are the most popular destinations for us at this very moment? What is booking and where can you find them? So we have our Railbookers website, and we do have over 5,000 suggested itineraries on here. And you have a number of options to filter by destination, famous trains, and also travel styles on our website. And that will help you filter down the best suggestions going forward. So starting off over in Switzerland. Switzerland is our top selling destination for 2026 and is always battling for top 3 year in, year out. And it's because it's built for railways. It really is a fantastic destination to explore by rail. You have the fantastic scenic trains like the Bernina and Glacier Express, which this itinerary is built around. So this is going to include a 2-night stay in Chur, the oldest town in Switzerland, before then taking the Bernina Express just across to Italy, into a small town of Tirano, just across the border. And then they'll be taking the Glacier Express. The Glacier Express, an 8-hour journey from start to finish with an option to upgrade to Excellence class on board, which is going to include a 5-course tasting menu from start to finish with paired wines as well. Not only do they get to do 2 of the most scenic trains in the world, we also include a day trip to the Jungfrau Joch, the highest railway station in Europe, all in one itinerary. So it's a great starting point to introduce people to what a rail holiday is like. We are also Amtrak Vacations here at Railbookers, so we are the Amtrak network's only official tour operator globally. And that allows us to put together fantastic itineraries like this. And next year, if you're not aware already, there is a lot of stuff going on over in America or in North America. So we not only have the World Cup, and they are also celebrating their 250th anniversary of independence, but Route 66 is also celebrating its 100th birthday. So we're seeing a huge amount of inquiries for Route 66 by rail, because not everybody wants to sit behind the wheel of a car for 6 or 7 days whilst they're doing the journey. On Route 66 by rail, they get to sit back, relax, and enjoy that scenery, crossing up to 8 states as they make their way across, visiting the Grand Canyon, right into the park itself. And we've got some fantastic lodges within the parks, which we can offer for you and your clients on there. Again, this is just a suggested itinerary. They'd like to add additional nights, different destinations, or perhaps start over in New York so they can take a transatlantic cruise to begin their journey. Just let the team know and we can piece that together for you. Norway is becoming more and more popular for us. It's actually one of my favorite journeys I've done with Railbookers, and that is just using the standard Norwegian trains. You cross past hundreds of waterfalls as you make your way through to Myrdal, which is where your clients would then board the Flamsbrygge Railway. So the Flamsbrygge Railway takes them from Myrdal, which is about 1,000 feet above sea level, right down to the fjords in Flam. And in Flam, again, really small little town. There's only 4 hotels and a guest house, and we work with them all. But there's also Viking burial mounds. They can actually explore. There's a kayaking tour which takes them out into the fjords, or if they'd rather sit back on a boat, they can do the safari rib ride, which takes them out into the fjords to see what wildlife they can spot on the way, as well as waterfalls, and of course those Viking burial mounds before heading through to Bergen. Unfortunately, it's not the sunniest place in Europe. It is one of the wettest cities in Europe, nearly raining over 2/3 of the time before heading back through to Oslo. Another destination which is working its way up the ranks for us here at Railbookers is Portugal. Fantastic rail network connecting all of the major cities, but we can get into some of the smaller towns as well. This gives you an idea of what is possible. I think when people may have looked at going to destinations like Portugal previously, it would have just been a single centre. With the fantastic rail network they have there, it really opens up the options as to what is possible, even in just a 7-night trip. With this 7-night trip, they get to visit Porto, Coimbra, and see the fantastic universities there before heading down to Lisbon, and they can have a nice seaside stay there. Italy, again, always top 5 destination for us, and it's such a fantastic place to explore with the Frecciarossa network over there. That is the red arrows, as we would call it in English, and that connects traveling at 200 kilometers an hour, Venice to Florence and Florence to Rome, just 2 hours travel time between each city. So if you think about that, it really allows to make the most of time in destination. And whilst you are traveling between those cities, you get to enjoy that fantastic Italian countryside in comfort. It's a really easy way to get down into Italy as well. The Eurostar, you're looking at just a 2-hour, 20-minute journey. Change of station in Paris, which won't be necessary soon because Eurostar are introducing a direct Eurostar train all the way into Geneva. They'll then have a night stay by the lake before then heading via the Simplon Pass, which is where the Venice Simplon Orient Express takes its name from. It's the original route the Orient Express took before heading down into Italy. And Venice, Florence, Rome is one of our most popular combinations, but we can use this routing to get to anywhere in Italy, even over to Sicily using the train ferry, where the train boards the ferry with the passengers on board. So they don't need to disembark. They will be heading straight across the Straits of Messina. And then next thing you know, they're over in Sicily. And I touched on Amtrak very quickly there, but the Amtrak network really is great. It services 46 of the lower 48 states, just Wyoming and South Dakota, the only ones which don't have a train connection. However, we can get pretty much everywhere else, including into the national parks. So everywhere on this map where you see the small black stars, we actually hold accommodation. So we can get space in the national parks itself, and we can do full coast to coast or round trips by rail. And with the 250th anniversary of independence in America, we have actually just launched our Stars and Stripes collection. So our Stars and Stripes collection is going to be highlighting some of the real landmarks in and around the US. Route 66 being one of them, but also the likes of the Freedom Trail all the way through to Hollywood. And we've also got some other fantastic itineraries, really taking in more of that history. Soon to come, and letting you into a sneak peek here, we are also going to be offering another package group or grouper collection, which is going to be beyond the pitch, taking customers beyond the host cities of the World Cup and offering them more to see in and around North America as well. And although Amtrak isn't necessarily luxury, it is one of the most authentic ways to explore the States. We have the classic streamlined cars on board, but all upgrades to sleeping accommodation, whether they are roomettes or bedrooms, which are the private cabins on board, all include meals, and that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner on board. They're famous for their steak on board Amtrak, but I had some of the best pancakes I've ever had traveling on the Southwest Chief from Chicago through to the Grand Canyon. And with that, there is a car attendant in every single train carriage. So everywhere there's sleeping rooms, there is going to be a car attendant in there who's able to look after your clients all the way through, much like a concierge would do in a hotel. And the hotel space inside the parks. So we're not on the outskirts of the parks. They get to go right into the heart of it. I have the likes of El Tovar pictured here at the south rim of the canyon. We have Glacier National Park Lodge. And with that, you simply cannot get to these destinations any other mode of transport. It takes you right into the heart of it. With Glacier Park Lodge, you're less than 100 steps from the train platform when you step off of the train to be inside the lobby. So it makes it nice and easy. And these are all self-guided. So for any type of customer, they are more than capable of doing these trips for sure. And we are also able to include assistance throughout. So how to book us? Give us a call on 0203 780 2222. We do have a very short hold team. We do have a global reservations team. So after 2 p.m. here in the UK, you may get someone over in the East Coast of the States or Canada. But if you have worked with one of our res team before, you can email through a reservation or a request, and they'll be able to get back to you as soon as possible. We send through a lovely quote document, which is going to have the train times listed on, more details about those trains, and also hotels, all of the amenities, everything they'll need to know will be on that fantastic document. That said, some of our itineraries can look a little intimidating. Rail holidays are something a bit different. Our Swiss Lakes and Mountains itinerary, one of our most popular itineraries in Switzerland, 6 days, 5 nights, but you can have up to 18 trains on there. So if you're just handing your client the quote document and they're going off with it, it's not necessarily going to convert because it can seem scary. You want to give them confidence that they can take these trips. And with that, you know your clients, you have that relationship with them. We can hop on the phone, or our rail geeks or rail experts can hop on the phone with you and explain the itinerary, how the train connections work, and that the trains in Switzerland, that they literally run like clockwork, and that the train will wait for them to cross the platform onto the next service. Answer those questions. Which side of the train should I be sat on? Are there luggage restrictions? Our team are able to answer all of these questions on that first call to really help lock in that booking for you. And please do check out our travel agent toolbox on our website. We have at the very top there, you'll see this icon. Just need to pop in your APTA number and your email address, and you'll then have access to training tools. We have lots of our fantastic maps in there. Our European network map makes it really easy when dealing with these sorts of multi-centers because you can see where the next connections will be. There's customizable flyers in there, as well as different social media bundles, which you can download as well. And to really round it up, we connect the dots. So we really are that one-stop shop for trains, hotels, sightseeing, transfers, and more, all into one itinerary for you. And we provide a quote instantly. So although we don't have a booking system, we have our rail experts who you can speak to, and they will piece that together for you. usually no longer than 15 to 20 minutes. And then you've got that lovely digital quote document, which you can then hand directly through to your clients. As I mentioned, we can book up to 2 years out, and we've got fantastic relationships with a number of large hotel groups and some smaller family-run hotels, meaning we can make any of our trips 3-star, 4 or 5, as well as then tailor making the rail sides of things. So if they're happy with just going from A to B as fast as possible, perhaps they want the most scenic option, just let our team know and we will be able to tailor make that for you. And although all of our holidays are completely independent, no matter where your customer is traveling around the world, there is always going to be someone at the end of the phone available to assist, whether it's a bag left in a hotel or there's a strike, because these things happen. We have our disruptions team available to assist with that 24/7, no matter where they're traveling in the world. And if you do have any questions, please do pop those into the Q&A box. But thank you very much, Simon.
No problem. Thank you, Levi. Right, I've got a couple of questions for you off the, if you can unshare, so to speak, that would be great. A couple for you, Levi. Who have I got here who's just asked? I've got a lady called, hold on, my brain is, Lindsay. Lindsay's asking, can you book the train travel, if you're starting in the UK, can you book it from here so that all your journeys in one itinerary?
Yep, great question, Lindsay. I should have touched on that. Yes, we can. So we will book any UK rail station. We can book the rail to connect with the Eurostar or through to an airport. And just one thing to note with that is we book what's called a CIV ticket. So the CIV tickets need to be booked in conjunction with Eurostar. But what that means, if the UK rail's delayed for any reason, we know what the trains can be like here in the UK. All they need to do is get their ticket stamped or endorsed on board, and then they're allowed onto the next available Eurostar without any change or amendment fees. And usually they are quite strict on that.
Fantastic. Okay, another one from Marie as well. Marie asks, in terms of the configuration on the Amtraks for sleeping, there seems to be more than one opportunity. There's sort of some with your own cabins and some with what maybe sort of a shared room. How does that work?
So we have 3 main types of class of travel on board. You have your coach class, which is much like a business class seat on a plane. They are larger, they do recline, you've got a footrest on there, but you're in an open carriage with X amount of people on there. We then have roomettes, and roomettes, all of the other sleeping accommodation is completely private. So roomettes are private, you've got your 2 bunks in there, 2 armchairs during the day, but shared facilities in terms of your bathroom and shower. Then we have the bedrooms, which are twice the size of the roomettes. You've got 2 bunks, and then you also got your own private shower and toilet in the cabin.
Right. Okay. Well, that covers it all. I'm going to apologise to everyone. I don't know if you can hear. I hope you can't. One of my cats has joined me, and she has an incredibly loud purr. So anyway, hopefully you can't hear that. So apologies for that, Levi. Anyway.
No,
okay. Please now, thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for your presentation. If you can now tell us about your prize and your question for your prize.
So our prize is a £50 Amazon voucher. Perfect timing for those last-minute Christmas presents, as I'm sure some of you haven't done it all. I've got a few presents left for myself. And our question is, what is our top-selling destination for 2026?
Okay, amazing. So with £50 Amazon voucher, which destination is Railbookers' #1 bestseller for 2026 travel? Amazing. Thank you so much, Levi. If you can mute yourself and turn off your screen for the time being, we will have our final presenter of the day, Giselle, in the sunshine, hopefully not obscuring you. Please join me. There she is. Right. Yes, that's better actually than it was earlier. The sun is dropping down. I will leave you. Don't forget to share your screen with whatever you need, and I will leave you to it.
Yeah. Okay, so you have it, yeah? So, good afternoon. A big welcome to our Sandos presentation. I am Giselle. I am sales executive based here at the Canary Islands in Lanzarote. So, first of all, let me do a small introduction to you. Well, Sandos is a small Spanish hotel chain with 10 hotels in between Spain and Mexico. We are all-inclusive specialists. We are in most attractive touristic destinations and with a focus in innovation, sustainability, and improvement. But what does make Sandos different is the experiences we offer. We offer our guests unique experiences that help them to feel truly connected to the destination. And we will understand better about this concept along our presentation. So, our hotels in, our hotels in Mexico are in Cancun, Los Cabos San Lucas, and Riviera Maya. In Cancun and Los Cabos, we have 5-star hotels in between 200 and 250 rooms each.
Just to stop you, Giselle, sorry.
Yes.
It's just that you haven't shared your screen yet.
I haven't.
No.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's okay. I thought you were maybe doing an intro before sharing, and that's why I let you carry on. But here we go. Here we go. This is off. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll leave you to it. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were seeing it. Sorry. Okay. So we were here. Now let me come back to this screen where I can change it. Okay. So our hotels in Mexico, as I told you, are in Cancun, Los Cabos. The hotel of Cancun, it is adults only. Then I have 2 great resorts in Riviera Maya in Playa del Carmen. The Sandos Playa Car, which is a beach hotel at the best beach area of Playa del Carmen, and the Sandos Caracol Eco Resort, which is in the middle of the nature, also in Playa del Carmen. So it is a perfect resort for nature lovers. And then in Spain, we are at the island of Ibiza, Benidorm, Torremolinos in Malaga, and Lanzarote at the Canaries. And today we are going to talk about our hotels into Spain. So first we go to Lanzarote, to the south part of the island at Playa Blanca, where we have 2 hotels. First, we see here the Sandos Papagayo. It is a fantastic hotel, wonderful for families. And from here, as you see, it's focusing the sea. We have the Atlantic Ocean in front, and you see the balconies, the rooms, the area. From here, you can find the best sea views of this island, just wonderful sea views. We offer here a large number of facilities. This hotel is 24 hours a day, all inclusive. Our snack bar is open during the whole night and also during part of the day. So it doesn't matter if the guest comes too late, leaves too early, or makes an excursion and come a bit later. He will always have something to eat and drink, cold or warm, into our snack bar. And then we are just 600 meters walking away, just 600 meters away from the Papagayo Beaches, one of the most beautiful beaches into the Canary Islands. It is 10 walking minutes from our hotel. You see, they are just fantastic, totally clean, white sand, crystal clear water, no buildings around. They are inside of the natural park of volcanoes. So therefore, we created here at Sandos Papagayo the nature experience, which consists in a hiking time along the Papagayo beaches. It is very beautiful for our guests. Regarding our rooms, all of them are just like you see, about 30 square meters plus furnished balcony, coffee and tea making facilities. And then for those guests that would like to have premium service, they can choose the Royal Elite room, which comes with exclusive benefits inside and outside of the room. Inside, for example, bath rolls or sparkling wine during by arrival, but overall, this fantastic, guaranteed direct sea view. Outside of the room, as premium service, they also have 2 Royal Elite lounges. One of them is adults only, an exclusive chill-out terrace, and a restaurant in which beverage is served on the table. There is a diving center at our hotel, which besides diving also offers other water sports like kayak or stand-up paddling. And exactly in front of our hotel, something very interesting, which is a museum in which the sculptures are deep inside of the sea, in between 12 and 14 meters under the surface of the sea. We find 300 sculptures, which is a work of a British artist with Jason the Care's table. And from Sandos to Pagayo, also here in Playa Blanca, our hotel Sandos Atlantic Gardens. It is totally different. It is the only 3-star hotels of Sandos. It is adults only. We have here 100 bungalows in 9,000 square meter gardens with endemic plants. All of them ground floor, direct access to the promenade. Through the promenade, we can reach 800 meters away this beach, the Flamingo Beach. All bungalows have separated sleeping room and living room, furnished with balcony. We are on the other side also at the base of a volcano. And this hotel is overall very, very quiet. So we created here the ocean and volcano experience, which is based on 3 pillars: social, well-being, and eco. Okay, well, well-being, we have a colleague which is specialist in Chinese Tai Chi, yoga, so he will guide daily our guests in activities which are very good, very healthy for their mind and their body. Then eco, we offer an eco garden which our guests can enjoy, and social, well, we invite our guests to a hiking time on the volcano. From Lanzarote, we go to another island, which is the island of Ibiza. And in the north side of Ibiza, in Cala Portanax, we have our hotel Sandos El Greco. It is a lovely and very romantic adults-only hotel, just on the base of this lovely beach with crystal clear water. The rooms are very comfortable, lightful, and also here you have the opportunity of choosing a Royal Elite room with premium facilities inside and outside of the room. Inside, so like sea view. Outside of the room, we have the Royal Elite lounges, and also here a beach bar, both offering premium drinks and aperitif. You see, the beach bar is very popular at the island of Ibiza, and here we have one for our guests. And the experience we offer here, it is the Leave the Rio Ibiza. So each day they will have a different activity in which they will be able to connect with the island of Ibiza. One day it will be gastronomy, another day music, another day handcraft, and so on. From the island of Ibiza, we go to Benidorm, okay, where we have another 2 hotels. Here we see the Sandos Monaco. It is an elegant adults-only hotel. And you see the rooms are quite spaceful. And here you also have the opportunity of getting a select room, which brings also premium services inside and outside of the room. Outside of the room, we have the exclusive lounges, and we also have wellness facilities. At Sandos Monaco, we have a very, very good wellness center. A wellness center with equipment of high technology and a good number of wellness facilities. So the experience we offer here is the Live the Wellness experience, in which our guests are going to have a number of healthy activities, including tasting chocolate. At the surrounding area of Benidorm, we have the most important chocolate factory in Spain, Chocolates Valor. So we include here also the chocolate tasting. Then 10 walking minutes away from Sandos Monaco, we have our hotel Benidorm Suites. This is a great hotel for families. All rooms are like suites with a separating door in between the living room and the sleeping room. The rooms are quite big, of about 45 square meters. And then you also have the opportunity of having select. There is a very good Indian restaurant at this hotel. A dinner is included for stays over 5 nights. Then the guests here at Benidorm Suites have facilities to use the wellness center of Sandos Monaco, and guests of Sandos Monaco have the facilities to have dinner here at this Indian restaurant. Last but not least, our Hotel Sandos Griego. This hotel is in the heart of Torremolinos, in an area which is full of very good offer of restaurants, bars, and shops. Also very well connected to go anywhere around Torremolinos, Malaga, and Costa del Sol. Here we renewed totally our buffet area, as well as almost 30% of our rooms. So we have about 80 rooms, which are brand new, totally renovated. And we created the superior pool view new room category. We are here almost 1 kilometer distance from the sea, from the beach. We offer complimentary transfer to the beach. And at the promenade in front of the beach, we have our beach bar in which our guests can keep on enjoying our all-inclusive service. So don't forget to upload your reservations to our loyalty program. And by any question you have, I will be here at your disposal. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you have a wonderful evening.
Fantastic, Giselle. Thank you ever so much. I think you've covered most of what people wanted to ask. Mags Jordan's got a question for you, but I think it's to do with a stay that she's looking at. And I've said that you'll put your contact details in the chat, if that's all right, for her to then get in touch with you and ask you directly, because it's something sort of on that front, I think, as well. But it is to do with the Canaries. So I think it's probably best place for you to answer anyway.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Okay, great stuff. Can you now please tell us, Giselle, what your prize is as well, and any question related to that competition prize?
Okay, what our prize it is 2 nights stay, half-board basis for 2 people at our Hotel Sandos Benidorm Suites in Benidorm. And the question it is, in which destinations of Spain you can find Sandos hotels?
So it's name one destination in Spain where you can find a Sandos hotel. And obviously that might be a bit of a clue in the prize itself, but obviously there's one of them there, but there are others to choose from. And it's a wonderful prize of 2 nights for 2 adults on half board at the Sandos Benidorm Suites, which is lovely. That's a really, really great prize. Thank you ever so much for that, Giselle. We've come to the end of our Travel Bulletin webcast today. As always, if you need a recap on any of this training, you will be able to watch the recorded version from tomorrow morning on our website. It'll also be on our Facebook page and on YouTube. I want to thank all of today's partners for their updates and brilliant training. If you can all come back on screen now, please. Thank you all very much for joining us. If you can, give us a not too vigorous wave. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I love the hat, Steve. That's great. Thank you ever so much. And we'll see you all in the new year. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.